Hi everyone, it's Fiona Edgar here. This is a video about the upcoming new moon in Gemini that falls on June 18th. I know it's a long time since I've done any of those videos, so I have had my own stuff to deal with recently. My sister passed away and some other things. So let's get right into it then. So this new moon falls on the 26th degree of Gemini. Gemini is a mutable air sign. It is all about communication, the intellect, ideas, lots of information. So the new moon symbolizes a new beginning, and it will fall in a different place for everyone. So you should check your birth chart if you have that available to see which house you have Gemini in. But I will be going over all of the signs and what you can expect from this lunation. So you should listen to your sun sign. Most importantly, it is your rising sign. If you were born at night, you should also check your moon sign. So this new moon is a new beginning. It will start a new project or kickstart a new something going on in a certain life area. It will run all the way through into July. So with this new moon in Gemini, we will be feeling very chatty. You will be super curious about the world around you, eager to learn, and you may be feeling a little bit ADHD because Gemini can sometimes make it hard to focus. I have a Gemini stellium in my birth chart, and focusing, unless I'm really, really interested and passionate about something, is quite hard for me. But we will all be feeling a little bit more Gemini. So Gemini is ruled by Mercury. Mercury in the mythology is a psychopomp. A psychopomp is a entity or a person that has the ability to travel from one realm into the next. So Mercury has the ability to deliver messages from the realm of the humans into the realm of the gods. And actually, so many Gemini and Virgo people, Virgo is also ruled by Mercury. It is just a different facet of Mercury. But these two signs in particular, they are incredibly psychic. They have the ability to kind of transcend reality and to get information from dreams or in a claircognizant or clairvoyant level. So tapping into that is going to be a great idea. Doing your rituals, doing your meditations, because inspiration is going to be really high. If you are a writer, an artist, or a podcaster, this is a great period for you to kind of work on something connected to communication. So one thing about this lunation is that it's actually in square to Neptune. Square is a difficult aspect. It is a 90-degree aspect that can cause some trouble. Basically, the two planets or points are not getting along. There's a little bit of difficulty between them. So this square to Neptune, it can cause this kind of fogginess. It can cause maybe you to be feeling insecure, hesitant. Maybe you're not sure about the information that is coming to you. Maybe other people are being Neptunian in some way, deceptive, or you can literally be a little bit paranoid. So even if you're sure that's, some information comes to you, don't take it as the gospel. Make sure you wait for a while. You have to analyze it deeply before you take any action. So other people's words, you may not be hearing them correctly, or it's hard to communicate or verbalize your emotions. So this means that this lunation may cause some kind of troubles within communication. The best way to get the most out of this lunation is to write or speak the way that I'm doing now in a video, writing on a social media post. One-on-one communication, especially when emotions are involved, is going to be a little bit difficult here. So the other thing is that the ruler of this lunation is Mercury. Now, Mercury is in domicile or rulership in Gemini. So that goes a long way with smoothing over any communication issues. It may not be that bad at all, but Mercury is in square to Saturn. Saturn can cause those kind of blockages or limitations. He can cause a lot of insecurity and self-doubt. You may be doubting things in your life, such as your relationship, your job, or even your path in life. What I would like to say to you is that it's really best to meditate on any problems that you have. Go to your gods, go to your ancestors, as they will be the ones that will be able to effectively communicate to you the most during this period. Now, a good thing is that Mercury is in domicile. It's also sextile to Venus. So instead of jumping the gun or nagging or being overly harsh with your words, or even being overly harsh with yourself in your own head, try to come from a place of Venus. Venus is loving. She is beautiful, kind. She doesn't nag. She says things in a very nice way. So just some advice for that. Jupiter is also sextile Saturn in this chart, which again is fortunate. So Jupiter is the guru. He is the spiritual guide of the planets. When he is getting along with Saturn, hard work, being moral, they're all going to be rewarded with kind of good luck and good fortune. So taking the moral high ground, definitely behaving in a way that is appropriate, avoiding any kind of murky Neptunian situations is what you should be doing. So it is a good new moon for spiritual inspiration, spiritual work, writing, making music or poetry, but it's not so great between communication between lovers. Now, why is that? It's because the new moon is actually conjunct a fixed star. And that fixed star is called Alheka. And it is connected to arguments, argumentative words, jumping the gun, hasty conflict, and so on. So this conflict, it may be based on paranoia or some kind of something that is not really a reality, because Neptune is causing this kind of mysterious fog. So I go back to what I said earlier. Don't jump the gun. Be loving even when you don't feel loving. If you're crabby, maybe Neptune sometimes can make you feel unwell. It is connected to autoimmune disorders. It's connected to kind of viruses and maladies within the body that you're uncertain where they're coming from. That can make us a bit cranky. So try not to nag, try not to jump the gun, and approach your partner or anyone else from a place of peace and beauty, and you will be rewarded. Now, this lunation the energy only lasts for a couple of weeks, so try not to worry, but we may be a little bit all over the place with this Gemini energy, and then we've got Neptune and Saturn in Pisces. So there may be a decision that you need to make, but this energy is making it very difficult for you. It's okay to wait until you have some more information, until you're sure of what it is that you need to do and the path that you need to take. So Saturn actually goes retrograde tomorrow. Now, Saturn retrograde means that we are given an opportunity to review and correct some things in our lives that are preventing us from reaching a place of stability and structure. So it is an opportunity. Now, this Saturn retrograde, it goes retrograde on another fixed star, and that fixed star is actually called Skat. It is connected to good fortune and long-lasting happiness. The funny thing is that Skat is actually a Danish word that you would use for, an affectionate term for your lover. It's like love or treasure. And I know this because my partner is Danish. So again, we have this kind of relationship energy coming in. Now, this lunation, I think, is a really good opportunity to bring stability and structure, especially in terms of routines and your finances and just overall stability within a relationship in particular. So this star is also connected to wishes. It's called the wish. And with the overall energy of Saturn retrograde, there is a real chance of getting something that you wished for, whether it is your dream life, your dream job, some kind of recognition, or something that you want for your life. Saturn says that you must work a little bit harder before you get to that at the end, but it is promised for you if you put in all of the right work and all of the right efforts. So not really so bad at all. So we have an opportunity here to correct something, you know, in your job, in your relationship. And we must do it with everything above board, being moral, telling the truth. If other people are acting in a weird way, well, that's on them. You're not responsible for other people, only yourself. So let's talk a little bit about the astrology for each of the signs, where this new moon is going to fall, where Saturn retrograde is also going to fall. So for Aries people, the new moon is happening in your third house. This can be a new beginning in terms of your siblings. It can also be a new beginning in terms of your neighborhood, or even the car that you use or mode of transport that you use to get around in. So Saturn goes retrograde in your 12th house. Now, what this really wants you to look at is stuff that you're doing that is kind of bad for you. It wants you to get rid of all of those bad habits that are stopping you from being in a place of stability and structure in your life. This can also include your own fears and insecurity. Yes, even Aries people have fears and insecurities. So those are some things to watch out for. Pay attention to your dreams, because especially when it comes to ancestral karma, you may be getting some clues about stuff that perhaps you need to work on within your family. So for Taurus people, the new moon happens in your second house of your finances, stuff that you own, the value that you place on yourself. So this is a new beginning for you. You have got Jupiter in your sign for a year. So you're searching for the ability to be prosperous, abundant, to have stable finances, something that is long lasting for you. And this lunation will be a turning point in terms of your finances and your earnings. Now, Saturn goes retrograde in your 11th house. The 11th house is about your dreams and your hopes and your wishes. Again, wish, you know, that you have for your future. It's about imagining something that you really want and the life that you want in 10 years' time, 2 years' time. So you're working on that right now, even if you don't see all of the results. Stuff is happening behind the scenes. Now, it could also be something to do with your friends or any groups that you belong to. Those are both things that the 11th house rules. So if there are some friends keeping you back, if you have had some kind of problem with your friends, you may review that and decide to make changes accordingly. So on to Gemini, this new moon is happening in your first house. This is a huge deal for you. It's kind of like this brand new beginning that is starting now. It's a new life. So if you're Gemini, you would have just had your birthday, or maybe it's coming up shortly. And what happens on your birthday is that you get a brand new solar return chart. A solar return is a prediction that an astrologer can make for the year ahead. So you'll find out every year on your birthday, you will experience a lot of life changes. And it's because of your solar return. So this brand new life, whatever it is for you, Gemini, it could be your career, it could be your relationship status, it literally could be anything. It is a huge deal, and there is a brand new life that is really starting for you now. Where Saturn is in your 10th house. So Saturn retrograde in your 10th house is really asking you to review your career. Make changes connected to your career that will lead to more stability, more wealth, more status, because the 10th house is also connected to your status and the way that the public see you. So Saturn is giving you an opportunity to create more of that for yourself. So go back over your career path, make some changes accordingly, learn a new skill, push yourself into the public, because that is what you're supposed to be doing now instead of being in the background, and work on that confidence, because you're definitely enough and you can make great progress this year if you kind of put really hard work and effort in. So Cancer, the new moon is happening in your 12th house. You're probably going to be feeling more sleepy and more tired. Now, the reason is because you are doing a lot of work in your dreams, spiritual work. There's stuff going on in the spirit world that maybe you're not aware of, that you're doing at night. Maybe you've been doing rituals. Those are starting to manifest for you. There is a new beginning that is going to come for you, Cancer, when we have the new moon in Cancer, which is next month. So at the moment, you're not supposed to be doing a lot of effort. You're not supposed to be physically exerting yourself. The key is rest and recuperation, because next month you're going to be way more busy. So take that nap in the afternoon, go for a gentle stroll, forget about doing, high amounts of exercise, just rest. So where Saturn is in your chart, it's in your 9th house. What this means is that you're going to be reviewing your religious beliefs, your political beliefs, the structure that you have for your religious practices or your spiritual practices. Now, it's also got to do with higher learning. Maybe there's something that you need to add to your skill set. There's some course that you need to take. There's something that you need to study that is going to lead to these changes that start next month when you have the new moon in your sign. So go into the garden, lie in your hammock in the sunshine, get those books out and start to review the skills that you need to make your life better. So for Leo people, the new moon is happening in your 11th house. The 11th house is connected to your friends, the groups of people that you belong to, basically people that you choose to hang out with. So you have a new beginning in that. There could have been a friendship that ended. There could be a new friendship that you're going to form. Pay attention to people that you meet, new groups of people, new social groups, because they are the ones that are going to help you to get where you want to in life. So for Saturn is actually in your 8th house, which is a difficult place for it. I remember when Saturn was in my 8th house, and really it is about tough karmic lessons, but ultimately it is about power. Saturn in the 8th house is kind of demanding that you take power back from everyone that has disempowered you, and you learn to stand firmly on your own 2 feet. You learn to say goodbye to everything that is negative for you, including relationships, including friends, bosses, jobs. All of that will fall away until you learn the lesson and you get to a good place where you are the leader and you're in the spotlight. You were born to shine. So for Virgo people, the new moon is happening in your 10th house. This symbolizes a new beginning in terms of your career, in terms of your public life. There may be something going on with your job. So this symbolizes just the start of a new cycle for you. Saturn is currently transiting your 7th house. Now, people always say, oh no, Saturn's in my 7th house. Actually, Saturn loves being in the 7th house. This is a time when a lot of short relationships and dating and so on, you seem to be in short supply of that. However, it is a time when you can meet your life partner. It is the time when you can meet the person that you can marry or have a family with. So with Saturn retrograde, you're being asked to review that. Is the person that you're with now suitable for long-term family or marriage life? If not, you might find that that relationship falls away. It also is a time of karma for your relationship or love life. So it's a time when you can be reminded of things that happened in the past. It's a time when you may have burnt through a lot of negative karma connected to your partnerships. And maybe now is the time when you should meet someone that really does fit you. So for Libra people, the new moon is happening in your 9th house. This is a great time to travel, to go somewhere fun, have an adventure. The 9th house is where we feel free, long distance travel. It's also a time for you, Libra, when you can start something new connected to your spiritual or your religious path. Get doing those rituals. Start to form some kind of spiritual practice that you will use every day. Every full moon, every new moon, and you will start to see the benefits of that. So Saturn is actually going retrograde in your 6th house. Now be careful about your health. So be careful about stuff like moist conditions. So fungal infections, candida, catarrh, phlegm. Sorry to be gross, but these are all of the things that would be connected to a water sign in your 6th house. Also your feet, pay attention to those. Pay close attention and good care. So the other thing about your 6th house is you may be finding in particular that your work life is very boring at the moment. You may have a lot of structure, a lot of responsibility. You could be in a position of some kind of leadership, a team leader, a boss within your own work life. However, you may be finding it boring and not stimulating. So what I would say is when Saturn moves into your 7th house, your career is really going to take off. You're going to find that your work, your career is no longer boring and it is a lot more fun again. So right now, you're supposed to be doing a lot of hard work, a lot of boring stuff. It's taking a lot of effort for you. And I understand that that can be crap, you know, especially when Librans love harmony and beauty and pleasure. So right now it can feel like a hard slog for you. But remember what I said, that when Saturn leaves your 6th house, which isn't going to be for about another 2 years, but I promise you that all of the hard work that you're doing now is really going to pay off. So for Scorpio people, the new moon is happening in your 8th house. The 8th house can be about your partner's finances. Maybe there's going to be a change within your partner's money. They're bringing more to the table. They're doing better and it's not such a burden on you. But on the other hand, depending on your own astrology transits, perhaps there is a negative change within their money. Now, you will also be going through some kind of transformation over the next few weeks. It doesn't have to be a huge deal. It probably isn't going to be. For example, if you're a Scorpio and you've been working away a lot and you haven't been seeing your partner, that might end and then suddenly you find yourself at home. So whatever your life has been like for the last couple of months, you will find that there is a big change coming. You probably are going to be feeling more sexual with this new moon in your 8th house. Your sex life gets a bit of a boost here. Now, Saturn is transiting your 5th house. So you could be having some issues with children. You could be perhaps trying for a child and it hasn't happened yet. So Saturn retrograde is a chance to review that. You know, if you want to have a child, then you know what you have to do. But if you've been working away or not seeing your partner or your partner's been sick, you know, of course, that's going to have a huge impact. But the 5th house is also about your creativity and the ability that you have to enjoy your life. With Saturn here, you're going to be super serious about all of those things. So Saturn, for some reason, transiting the 5th house, it reminds me of woodwork or working with stone or clay or working with natural substances in a creative way. So those are all good things for you to do during Saturn retrograde. So for Sagittarius people, the new moon is happening in your 7th house of partnerships. So this is a new beginning in terms of your relationship. It does not have to be a huge drama. It doesn't have to be a breakup. You may form a new relationship if you're single. If you're in a partnership, there's going to be some change within your relationship. It could be something really good, like maybe they've been working away. All of a sudden they're working closer to home. You get to see them more. Maybe there's more communication, more fun within your partnership, and so on. So with Saturn retrograde in your fourth, Saturn is really asking you to form some kind of solid roots when it comes to your home life. If you're not happy in your home, perhaps you should move. If you want to leave your home, maybe you're planning on moving to a foreign country, maybe you want to move somewhere where you have some land, then you need to get working, because Saturn promises you that if you put the effort in, if you save the money, then you will get what you want at the end of this retrograde. So for Capricorn people, the new moon is happening in your sixth house. This is a new beginning for you in terms of your schedule, the time that you get up at, the time that you're home at. You should probably have more fun in terms of your daily schedule. Maybe you're talking to more people, communicating more, getting out and about in your neighborhood more. Now, be careful with your health. So in particular, your hands, your shoulders, your lungs, because Gemini rules all of those things. So also your pets will fall into the sixth house. Small pets, whether you have a cat, a dog, or a pig, you will have a change to do with your pets. A new pet perhaps, or something else. It doesn't have to be a bad thing or a problem. So you've got Saturn transiting your third house, going retrograde there. So what this transit is trying to get you to do is to form stronger bonds with your siblings, more concrete bonds. There could be some karma that you have to deal with. There could also be a problem with your car. You need to replace your vehicle, because the third house is connected to your vehicle. Your neighborhood, you could have some issues with Saturn going through there. Maybe there's some neighbors that you're not getting along with. Maybe there's some neighbors that you have a problem with. So by the end of the retrograde, those will be resolved. So you should be Saturnian. Take a Saturnian approach to any people that are being annoying or kind of pushing on your boundaries. Saturn is firm. Saturn is all about boundaries. Perhaps you need to strengthen those. So for Aquarius people, the new moon is happening in your fifth house. Now, this is a great place for it. It could be the start of some kind of new romance. If you're single, there could be someone new that comes along. They're super fun. They're super chatty. They're intelligent, smart, basically all of the things that an Aquarius would look for in a relationship. So this is also about your creativity and your children. Maybe you're married, you're not looking for anyone. There's going to be some fun that comes along between you and your partner. There's going to be a new beginning between you and your children. It could possibly just be because it is the summer holidays and you're going to see them more, and there is a lighter relationship when you don't have to remind them about their homework all the time. So Saturn is going retrograde in your second house of finances, your money. So you're going to get an opportunity to review your finances. Perhaps you have added to your skill set recently. Now you can charge more money. Why shouldn't you? Everyone else is putting their prices up. Why can't you as well? Maybe you are getting more serious with your money, financial planning, saving for something, or maybe you're going to invest in a course, in a new skill set that is going to lead to more financial structure on down the line for you. So finally, for Pisces, you've got a new moon in your fourth house. This is a change connected to your home, your family. You could be moving, you could redecorate your home, or there is some change within your family. Perhaps the kids are at home more because it's the summer holidays. Perhaps you are kind of fixing something to do with your home, the physical structure. Maybe you're moving, maybe you're planning on moving. So you could also have something to do with your family. You may be spending more time at home and with your family for the next couple of weeks. Now, Saturn is going retrograde in your first house. Saturn in your first house is really about forming a really solid identity, becoming Saturn yourself. So what is Saturn? He's stable. He's good with money. He's good with finances. He always pays his bills on time. He always goes to his job on time. Now, Saturn here can mean that you could possibly end up being someone, an authority figure, a boss, a leader, a business owner, any of those things, if you just push yourself and have enough confidence within yourself. So Saturn retrograde is giving you an opportunity to review that. So by the end of the retrograde, you're going to be in a much more powerful position. So that's it for this new moon video, guys. I really hope that you enjoyed it. Please share and feel free to book a reading. You can go to my website, fionaedgar.com, and do subscribe. And I will be back again soon with another video. Bye for now.